Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Supreme Ruler 2020 as Vietnam. Now, last episode, a while ago at least, I had to try and get the economy, and as you can see, everything is in the green. Our population's grown a lot, our GDP is still growing, approval rate is still going up, but most of all, our treasury is massive, and also, no debt anymore. It is December 1st, 2024, almost close to near end of, well, this game year at least. And I have done a few things in between, so to speak, so this is just going to be a bit of a heads up, I guess, just to kind of get to know what's been going on in between. For one, I have still continuously been building up a lot of stuff, and of course, other research projects, and right now I'm just trying to research a lot of these different designs for the military at least, among other things. Also, I did manage to build several fuel plants. So at the same time, I'm just building a lot of farms. Right now, it's a total of 497 with 174 more being built. Hydroponics 27 with 39 at least. Water, reclamation only 7, but with 8 more being built. So this one's gonna be a little slower in terms of numbers. And of course, more hydroponics are finished. I just screwed up right there. No matter how many times I keep telling myself, I always screw up. Waterworks 57 with 1 more being built. Timber 179, 36 being built. Petrol, well, for biofuel we have right now 36 total with 18 more being built. So the demand for, well, the agricultural need is probably gonna be up. I think. I really don't know the correct information at the moment if the agriculture is gonna be the main problem to try and keep up. But anyway, coal hasn't really changed that much. Still 175, but I may possibly build more. I don't know. Probably not. Metal ore. Currently, composite ores plants are currently a total of 20, with 10 more being built. The mines, 56, with 20 more being built. Uranium, I decided to fully go all out to build a lot of mines since I have begun to replace a few power plants with, instead of let's say, in Beijing, for example, instead of, well, these coal power plants that used to be here, I replaced them with nuclear power. However, I have to realize that the demand might be a bit high, so I thought, well, why not just build up mines everywhere, and I forgot about these two. Sadly, throughout the territory of the empire, so to speak, there's hardly any spots for mining uranium. As you can see in the former Chinese lands themselves, there's not that much, and I can only build 2 mines each, max, so that's about it. Looking over the other lands, well, Central Siberia and East Siberia do have a decent amount of uranium, I guess. But I'm the kind of guy that does not want to break alliances out of nowhere for instead. I mean, getting the resources would be nice, but considering how everything is doing so well, I don't really think, at least in my opinion, would be a good idea. At least that's how I feel. Power, well, currently 9 other power sources, windmills, so and so, are still being 9 more being built. Nuclear power, as I said, 10 more are actually being built right now. Hydro dams, well, a few were already finished, but I have begun constructing at least 26 more, and a lot of messages for the agricultural farms are finished. And I don't know if I should just no longer receive the topic, but I don't know. As for other power sources, not so much. I do recall, however, if you get enough tech, get a higher tech level and research more, you also might be able to unlock solar power to build solar panels somewhere. But currently, though, as you can see, we are only able to spend at least $3 million for raising the technology level, as we're still technology level 86. In comparison to other nations who are more advanced, Texas, Japan, Western, DC, and all that, we are all the way, if I could find, let's see, 86, right down here, next to Bahrain, Equatorial Guinea, Turkmenistan, Papua New Guinea, Nicaragua, Angola, and that's about it. But still, we are somewhat powerful in a way. Economically, we are the richest, second only to India, whose economy has shrunk. Debt, Japan has the most problem, and their economy is tiny now. GDP, Northwest Territory. Population, we are the largest, second only to India right now. And more messages. You know what? Maybe no more. I don't want to see any more of these messages anymore. What else was I supposed to... Oh, right. I forgot a few things. Let's see. Still have a lot of consumer facilities, with one being built right now. Industrial, that one I am still going to keep building more, since we need to have maintenance everywhere, after all. Most of them, though, are being built near the major cities, however. Like here, here, and here. So hopefully the output will be much higher. I am going to probably start building replacing some of these other coal power plants that are in certain cities, but others I also have to start removing as well. After all, reduce pollution after all. So, I may have to build another nuclear power plant, or... what else is here? Well, I could build another one of the other power windmills, so to speak, so that should be enough. Military, we have a lot in stock. Speaking of military, total is 1,042 units combined, along with 36 deployed. The Army is the largest. Air Force, not really much. The Navy is beginning to grow. And speaking of which, remember those battleships I put into production? Still not done yet. One is going to be done in another 85 days at least in Guangzhou. The other two, however, progress is a bit slower. But we are building more and more ships, cruisers, destroyers, frigates and such. So our navy is going to grow somewhat. Hong Kong's navy hasn't really changed much, although I guess they're just continuing to build patrol ships and transport ships? I don't know about that. Still, Taiwan, nothing much going on with them other than having two small territories. Not by much, but they do have a large navy now, so to speak, with their submarine fleet. That's about it. Economically, we're doing fine. Social spending is right now 77.2%. Taxes 31.2%, which I will occasionally raise or lower the taxes. Inflation is 6.1. Unemployment has been reduced a bit by now 4.0. Military reserves is slowly growing, but not a whole lot. So I'm just going to increase the salaries at least a bit more. Maintenance and training, that's going to remain, and that's about it. Also, I did send a few spies into Cambodia, which, yes, I have been sabotaging a bit. As, I don't know, there's really I'm really somebody who's just not keen on the idea of attacking Cambodia out of nowhere. I mean, I would like to have Cambodia under our flag, but that's likely never going to happen because I've been doing all these sabotages, and despite suspicions of us doing the sabotaging, their cost ability hasn't changed at all. Civilian rating hasn't changed as well, and diplomatic relations hasn't changed as well. So I don't know. I guess in the end I could just make an alliance anyway, and there's probably no point of more conquest since we're already rich, to say the least. Also, what else research that I was doing? Yeah, I am also beginning to try and research nuclear weapons. Yeah, nuclear weapons. That might cause a provocation by some of the non-allied nations, perhaps. I don't know about that. Well, let's see. I have begun building 9 more research centers so we can have a bit more room to finish all this. At least, hopefully. Design-wise, we have a few frigate designs, so I might as well just get them out of the way. Patrol boats, way too many. Transports, half that, I guess. Yeah, I'll just research those. That. Sick. Let's see, one more. I'll research this one, I guess. Missiles, we only have one, which is, of course, the nuclear bombs. Aircraft, they're all being researched. All of the ones we could research. Army. Almost everyone, except for these useless infantry units. Anti-tank, air defenses. Not much. Technology level, research development, everything's still fine. Though I am hoping that we could hope to increase the technology level a bit. Tech rating is as it is, research efficiency 90%, and so on and so forth. So that's fine. I have a lot of research done already, though most, of course, I was buying from other nations, allied nations I mean, left and right. However, Eastern Siberia's economy is not good. Central Siberia recovering a little bit, same with Korea, at least for the moment. Japan's treasury is now recovered, but briefly perhaps. So now for the rest of the world. Moscow surviving, despite an unusually large population. Kaliningrad and Poland, no change between them. It's still really something I'm not so sure of who will actually win. I'm guessing Poland, if Kaliningrad's economy collapses and everything else collapses to the point where they just capitulate. Milan and South Germany, no change other than trading territory back and forth. Ethiopia, looking really bad right now. They've lost a lot of territory to Kenya. Sudan doesn't look like they've made any other progress. Eritrea and Somalia, not gonna say about them. It's really sad to see Ethiopia for the first time being severely crushed like this. Burkina Faso is still not gonna fall. South America. Not really much progress for Argentina and Paraguay into Brazil. Mexico, the same as always, except for California being bankrupt. Yeah. So that's about it. So that's really about it for what to do, other than just build up what we can. Which I will keep doing whenever I see opportunity, and if we can actually build more. coal mines, I don't know. I don't know about the coal mining. So there are several interesting areas to mine. Here, I guess is one, so that's one area. Here, here, and here. And I'll fill those out. And build several connecting railways. Which I have been building a lot of railways and a few roads. Not a whole lot, but what can you do? And I'm just gonna connect to these. Connect that. Connect here to this village here and then here. But I am going to connect to here, the small town of Lin Fen, I mean. And that's about it. A lot of coal power plants here. I'm gonna scrap some. Power. I don't know about putting a nuclear power plant though. Speaking of which, how much power can the coal plant produce? 4 million. I'll just put a small one. Yeah, these nuclear power plants will not be done in another 136 days at least. I still got a lot of stuff, including other nuclear power plants being built around the capital, former capital of Beijing. Though a few structures are still being repaired, like this tourist attraction and the business sector. Tongjiang, I have a research center being built there. Dajing has barely anything. So, well, we have plenty of money, so to speak, in the treasury, so why not just keep building more? Consumer goods, and then maybe military goods. Now, what do you want? A lump of petrol, I guess I'll accept. What else could we build in Dajing? Well, there's actually this actually could be made for farming, but I don't know. Especially all these coal power plants. Waterworks. Oh, there's interesting patches here. I'll just fill those out and then build these. Timber. Not much. I'm not going to build any more. Biofuel. I already have another batch over here being built, so I'm going to ignore that. What else? Consumer goods, industrial. That's being filled out. Already filled out, I mean. I guess I could build another military goods right over here. In the city of Mentogo? I can't pronounce that. And that's about it. So, oh right, I forgot about India. Once again, zero progress against Pakistan. Or even Pakistan's zero progress into India. No matter what, neither of these two nations are gonna be able to conquer each other. Whoever could or probably couldn't win their war. Oh well. Our relations are mixed. They like us somewhat, but we don't. Pakistan is somewhat cold, diplomatically indifferent, but the civilians are disapproving. We are concerned to Pakistan diplomatically, civilian really don't care. Iran, nothing going on, still at war with Kuwait and Saudi Arabia, and that's about it. So it's now December 19th. Everything back at home is still green. Still green. So while everything's being built, might as well just look at these statistics once more. Treasury, once again, we are still at the top. India and Indonesia are close, Mexico including. Military approval, Syria is at the top. Interesting. Domestic approval, we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th place. Panama is at the top. Don't know why. Debt, need I say more? Wait, speaking of which, who is the poorest right now? Louisiana. Louisiana. Right. GDP, Northwest Territory. Population, us. Page 2. Texas is the most advanced, hard to believe. DEFCON. All from Algeria all the way down to at DEFCON 1, Utah. What about, what's this, unit kills? We are at the top due to how long we've been at war. Casualty unit losses, the top. Casualties, once again we are at the top, close to Marseille. Land lost, once again we are at the top. Total army staff, we are the largest army, military at least, second only to India right now. Build capacities, we are at the top. Army, 43, nobody else comes close. Army, Air Force, let's see, Air Force? Yeah, Air Force and the Navy. Navy, on the other hand, well, we are still kind of top on that, including missile production, so we are top of that. Page 3, don't know, see the point. Central Siberia is the largest in territory, second only to Australia, Brazil, Eastern Siberia, and us. A lot of our nations are neutral, but not gonna bother. United Nations opinion. Let's see. Every single one delighted, even though some of the other nations are not in the UN anymore. Don't know why. United Nations subsidy rates. Who is the lowest? We are getting a bit close to below, next to Ethiopia and South Korea. Below the zero ones with the 0 percentage, Moscow, Brazil, and right now Ethiopia. It's kind of sad. What's this one for again? Poll results and all that stuff. Poll results, UN Protectorate, poll ranking, Moscow, supporting voters, political leaning, and government type. Total score, Uzbekistan's at the top. Diplomatic, Mongolia, and Tibet. Economically, the UN Protectorate is the top. Technology, India. Approval, Uzbekistan, and finally military score, we are at the top. Second to India, so I don't know if they will become the ones at the top. Who knows. Lots and lots of building projects. Thank you for the factors of the demand factor, but keep at maximum capacity. And also let the AI, at its best, sell any amount of stuff we keep making. Let's see, a few artillery units here. Several more units built here. Also, there's a South Korean, Korean artillery. Japan has only a small presence here with taking control of this small town, and an AT unit here, and that's about it. I still can't believe that the Philippines managed to gain this territory. It's a bit baffling. And that's about it. We're still in the green. Population's still gonna keep growing. Inflation 6.3. Was that increased? I immediately forget. Still, December 24th, 2024 now. And alright, here are the dams that I've been building, and they're not going to be done in a long time. In another 187 days. I could build more, so that we don't have to keep dealing with the power demand problems. But I'm going to put that on hold. And as always, the timber demand is right now the biggest headache. Not really the biggest, but still a headache anyway. So I gotta keep building more. A lot. And I really don't quite care anymore to carefully check for the best patches. Sometimes they can be good patches, sometimes they're not. And that's about it, I guess. But being a little isolated, I guess I better build some railways. And the building projects are beginning to cost a bit. So okay, I got the railway here being built. But I'll build this in order to connect. And I can barely see because of the supply overlay, so I'll turn that off. And now for the first time in a while, we're gonna see what everything looks like without the supply overlay. Interesting, I'm sure. But I'm just going to keep building more railroad... What am I saying? What was I saying? Railroads, I mean. And primarily where the uranium mines are. To see where they are. But looks like they're fine, so I'll turn the supply overlay back on, and that's about it. Economy's gone down a little bit, so taxes need a slight reduction, not by much. Slight reduction, then probably raise it back up by probably back up 1%, I guess. So I'll raise that back up for now. And that should be about it. What else? Oh yeah, Cambodia, I forgot. I keep trying to remind myself. Should I conquer? Or should I just try to make a brand new alliance after delaying the decision for so long? I don't know. I mean, like I said, it would be nice to include Cambodia under our rule, but I'm just consciously aware of the problems of the fact that we don't have a cost ability and they don't have a cost ability to go to war at all. And we finally got our tech rating up. That's good news. But it's still only $3 million. Not a whole lot. And no new tech. Most of which we have to get a higher tech level. Which is gonna suck. Still, we do have a lot of stuff being researched. Several ships, aircraft, vehicles, and other stuff. Let's see, stealth aircraft, that's not gonna be for a while. But still, Cambodia and Laos. I don't know. They're still at war with Myanmar, it seems. As said country hasn't fallen yet. We don't have a cost ability for some reason. Don't know why. There's nothing we can do about that. So just keep continuing until the start of 2025, I guess. In another 4 days at least. Well, 3 days before the end of 2024. So we'll just continue a little bit longer. And there's really nothing much. Still, exports, imports. Now just keep let the AI do whatever he wants. World leaders, agriculture, we're at the top. Water, timber, petrol. Okay, uranium, Saskatchewan and Japan in terms of production and consumption. Power, us. Okay. Consumer goods, industry, and military. Interesting. World trade. The top importers is India and exporter is Thailand. Okay. Water, Mexico and West Germany. Timber, India and Brazil. Petrol, us, importers. Exporters, Iran. Coal, Indiana. And India. Right. Metal ore. Okay, we're at the top being the importers. Exporters, Iran again. Uranium. Importers, Japan. Exporters, Saskatchewan. I'm sorry, I can never get this name right for some reason. Electrical power. Us. The importers, us. Exporters, Japan. Consumer, we're the top exporters. Importer is India. Industrial, once again, top exporter for us. Importers, Pakistan. Military, again, top exporter. Importer is, well, it was Milan, but now it's switched to Nepal and such, so it's gonna constantly change every time. Increased petrol reserves. Okay, that's a interesting increase. It's good to know. Consumption and usage. Let's try agriculture. Electrical power, petrol. Yikes. Okay. Fresh water. Nope. Timber. Civilian demand is still massive. Petrol. For industrial goods, military goods, electrical power, metal ore, and civilians. Sheesh. Raw materials in use would be coal and agriculture right now. Speaking of, coal, and that's fine. Metal ore, petroleum and electrical power, uranium, not a whole lot for electrical power. And now for the electrical power consumption and usage. Coal, petrol, uranium, and consumption. Yikes. That's a lot. Consumer goods. Okay. Industry. That's okay, I guess. Military. Depends, I guess. Commodities. That's still fine. Everything's still fine for that. Spying, on the other hand, or intelligence. Well, I could build a communication satellite. I guess I could. Yeah, I guess I could do that. Maybe. I don't know. I really don't know about that. But wait, here we go. It's now January 1st, 2025, the start of a new year. And the treasury has gone down in red again. So, increase taxes by 1% after it's gone to green, I'll reduce it back down. But that's once again going to be off camera as there's virtually nothing to do. And I am thinking that soon I might end this LP as, like I said before, I'm not like any LPer to try and conquer the world. As for Supreme Lord 2020, it just doesn't, it just, at least in my mind, doesn't really feel right for some reason. I don't know if that's the right word, but I don't know. I just have a bit of a strange morality, I guess. I don't know. If we don't have a responsibility, what's the point? And while we could just maintain our empire even after we lose alliances, but right now the economy seems a little fragile-ish in a way. I mean, if we go to war, everything might collapse immediately, so the amount of treasure we had right now might just be drained rather quickly. And especially with the expense of a preparedness for war. So that's one annoyance to deal with. But I'll do another time skip probably up until somewhere in the middle of July, June, in-game time, I don't know. But I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry there's nothing going on, but it's just a sort of an update, the whole game month at least, of what happened in between this episode and the previous one. So, still, hope you enjoyed this, and see you then in the next episode.